Hey, this is Scott from Banzai. In this video, we're going to look at these EFM extension tubes. They're just some generic ones, two different tubes, but they give you full autofocus. They give you full control of the lens, which is very important in the EFM system because all the lenses don't have aperture rings and all that. So two different tubes. Throughout the video, I'll use one or the other. Won't really matter which one. You basically get more magnification for both. The thinner one gets less magnification, the thicker one gets more. Pretty much it to how they work. Throughout the video, we'll be looking at multiple outings with this setup or a different camera, but basically the extension tubes will be in there for the photos. For this setup, I have the M100, also have the 32mm f1.4, which is the lens I'll be using the entire time with the extension tubes. Here's a little custom setup here to put a flash bracket on the M100. It doesn't have one dedicated, so it's just a reversed quarter-20 with some additions there. What I'll do with that is put some light. So I have this LED light here. Of course it's reversed, but it'll still work just fine. That way, get some light on there while I'm taking the photo. Of course, macro photos, you really need a lot of light to make it work well. The challenge here is focus. It does focus with the setup, but it's easier just to do manual focus. When getting so close to subjects like this with the two extension tubes, you want to use flat surfaces. If you go at an angle to a surface, you're just going to get a really thin, so in this case something like this metal bar. Try to use the flat surface to get more in focus. So the area I picked isn't amazing for this macro stuff. There's a lot of very similar things to photograph. However, if you look at the details, there are little things here and there that look different, like a tree branch with some white stuff on it or whatever, but there is a lot of very similar stuff. I'm finding things. Now let's take a look at the minimum focus distance of the 32mm lens, each tube individually and the two tubes together. I find that with this setup, I really don't need to extend the focus all the way. I just turn it on and it's just fine. I can get close enough. This subject here is a little too big for such a close magnification. Some areas do work alright. That was a look at these EFM extension tubes. Very low cost. I was a little concerned because they were so cheap and very lightweight. They haven't broken yet, so that's a good thing. They haven't damaged my lenses, as far as I can tell. That's a very good thing. I was a little concerned, but they do work for me. Of course, your use may vary, use at your own risk type of thing with stuff like this, but At least in my case, so far so good. The specific setup is pretty fun to use. It's very compact. The angle with the lights is not perfect, but it does work well to highlight the subject in some angles. Besides that, it's fun to use. It's compact. It's tiny for a little macro setup. And the 32mm lens is a relatively good combination for extension tube. It's like a 50 in full frame, which is one I would use a lot on my full frame cameras. But in this case, the compactness is great. Using a little setup here with the cold shoe to get that connected on an M100 is very helpful. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video and this look at these extension tubes. Sky Photography Banzai. If you did enjoy the video, please consider subscribing. That helps me out a lot. Likes and shares help out a lot as well. Thanks again.